It's Monday 23. We're super pumped and excited about bringing you guys the best financial literacy platform we have found. As always, I got my good brother here, Ricardo Hamilton, aka Mims. Make it make sense, my man. We about to bring so much value and knowledge to our community. I just can't wait for them to see the value here.
Yeah, I think the timing is critical. Welcome, everybody. Y'all running with the runners. Y'all know what time it is. This is a phenomenal time. Once again, during a crisis, there's an opportunity. But we're always talking about making sure that you have your house in order. And there are certain strategic things that you need to be doing in this time. In addition to accumulating assets, in addition to investing, you want to make sure that you're eliminating situations, variables, and circumstances that can put you in a position to have to liquidate those assets because you need to maintain a decent standard of living. So we're really talking about a holistic approach to your financial well-being. And it's I feel it's a critical key component to the longevity and success of you being able to not only, grow your financial stability and lifestyle, but maintain it during these rocky times. So I'm excited about the information that we're sharing. Because once again, we're still building wealth in precious metals. We're still building wealth in acquiring cryptocurrency. We're still doing things that need to be done during this wealth transfer. But we also want to make sure that we have a solid platform that assists the people at what level they are at and helping them be able to maintain and keep those assets at the same time. So I'm excited about this new service and program that we're bringing to the platform, man.
And again, let's stay focused here. Everything we have been telling you guys for the last 5 years is still true, right? It comes down to inflation, right? And why are most people struggling today? It's because they don't know what they don't know, and the value of the dollar continues to go down. So, Ricardo, I found this today on TikTok, and it blew my mind of the visual it gives of why people are struggling. So check this out real quick, my man.
Yeah.
Let me back this up here for 1 second. So just to set this up, okay, we are looking at the national median rent versus annual household income. And we're starting in 1985. Did I get frozen? Okay, never mind. It was just my mouse. So the rent price is the red. The household income is the blue. So in 1985, the rent price was below the household income. My mouse just froze. 1 second here.
Yeah, and it's important, folks, that y'all look at this data and y'all understand this data and able to put a picture in place for what this means and being able to see forward. Because, they always talk about, taxing the rich and the rich need to pay their fair share. And I understand it doesn't work like that. These major corporations, the rich and the wealthy, these billionaires, they just move to another state. They'll just take their corporation overseas, or they'll just offset the rise in taxes to the customer. You're paying more for their prices of their goods and their services. And so when it really comes down to it, don't think that we have a problem because there's not, the tax system is not properly being applied here. It really comes down to it was a setup from the beginning with the Federal Reserve and this debt-based fiat monetary system. And a lot of the hard times and struggles that people are having is because of inflation, because the dollar doesn't maintain its value. But go ahead, Mike. Mike, it's working?
Yep, we got it good. So this, again, is the beauty of data. Check this out.
Hey, ladies, drop it down. Just want to see you touch the ground. Don't be shy, girl, go bonanza. Shake your body like a baby.
Household income just dropping. Rent price soaring in the 90s.
Don't be shy, girl, go bonanza. Hey, ladies, drop it down. Just want to see you.
We're about to hit the dot-com bubble in 99.
Shake your body like a baby.
Household income drops as the stock market goes down. Rent price keeps going up.
Wow.
Here comes 2008, global financial crisis. Rent price goes up. income down again.
Don't be shy, girl, go bonanza. Hey,
And now what we're going to
ladies,
see
drop
here
it
is,
down. Just
hold
wanna
on,
see
let
you
me.
touch the ground. Don't be shy, girl.
So what we're seeing here is what was called quantitative easing. So from about 2013-ish, 12-ish, we just printed dollars out of nowhere. So you're going to see the
Right.
household income go up because we were just printing money like crazy. But obviously the rent price will go up as well.
Go bonanza. Shake your body like a belly dancer. Hey, ladies, drop it down. Just wanna see you touch the ground. Don't be shy, girl.
And then we get into the pandemic area where stimulus checks are distributed. And you're going to see both of them go up because we're just creating more dollars and inflation.
Go bonanza. Hey, ladies, drop it down. Just wanna see you touch the ground. Don't be shy, girl. Go bonanza.
So let me pull
Wow.
it back there, Ricardo, and you
Yeah.
know, make this make sense about what we just saw happen and why so many people are struggling today.
You know, there was a politician, well, he was running for office in New York, black guy, and he ran on one just one thing: the rent's too damn high. You know, it was a meme, but that's all he kept saying: the rent too damn high. You ask him a question, and he was talking about, and he was right. I mean, when you look at this, you know, they say, an image or a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? Like, I mean, when you just see right here, you know, the rent don't come down. That's the one thing that doesn't reduce apparently in the price. The rent keeps rising. And yes, that's because of inflation, but you see that's a problem in the system because household incomes have not been able to keep up. You see what I'm saying? And so when we're looking at this data, literally we're seeing a trend. Okay. That's literally what we're looking at. And what you're seeing in this trend is that it doesn't matter what shocks happen to the economy. He just showed you Y2K, showed you the scamdemic, showed you what 2008. It didn't matter what shocks happened to the economy. The trend stayed the same in regards to the rent increase. Maybe you saw a little bump in household income, but nothing to close the gap. Okay. And so this is why what we're talking about now is that, getting your financial house in order holistically in all areas. But it's, I'm glad you showed this because I haven't seen this. But this is inflation adjusted, rent and income. That's powerful, Mike. I think it speaks volumes, man. It's one thing that just doesn't stop going up is the cost of living. When they talk about inflation or core inflation and all that, they don't account for food. They don't account for gas. They say, oh, it's too volatile. But this is what people are having to really live by. This is what they're valuing inflation by. And rent keeps going up.
And again, this is just kind of, a perfect segue here into, why we're excited and why we are doing smart finance to try to help people. Because if you look at most of the headlines right now, people are saying it's going to continue to get worse. And we wanted to find a way to help our community and more people every day learn about financial literacy. And, I was a teacher in the public school system for 17 years. And it didn't matter who I talked to. When I ran for school board, they could be Democrats, they could be Republicans or independents. Everyone says we need to focus more on financial literacy. And I have yet to find a turnkey solution that works for everyone to get this set of skills and knowledge that allows people to make smart decisions with their finances. So we're only going to talk about one of the 8 aspects of, smart money, smart literacy tonight. But again, this encompasses budgeting, borrowing, credit and debt, savings, taxes, healthcare, getting discounts on everyday items, and then how to invest your money to make more money, whether it's stock, Forex, or cryptocurrencies. So this, to me, people cannot be free. People cannot be happy until they have that financial literacy. If you're worried all the time about, oh, I got to keep working, oh, this bill's due. Oh, these creditors are calling me. You cannot live a high quality life. And that's why we're excited to partner, with Smart Finance to bring this to more people. Mims, make it make sense about financial literacy, and I'll pull up the next slide.
Yeah, I got you. So I mean, this is stuff that obviously we should have been taught in school, and we talk about this all the time. And a lot of people know this information already, but it comes down to, finding that right system, that affordable system, that turnkey, simple system that's going to allow them to simply do it. You know what I mean? Just participate. Know that you have a solid company with the right resources, with the right team in place to help you actually get this done to where it's user friendly. Because especially in today's time, people want a turnkey solution. They just want it really simple and easy. And when it comes down to financial literacy, obviously you can see that this is something where a lot of people are lacking. And this is one of the most critical things, especially moving forward. The economy is changing. I mean, you have to change with it, and I say it all the time, but nobody's coming to save you. You got to save yourself. And one of the ways you do that is by increasing your knowledge, increasing your understanding, increasing your skills, right? Increasing your network, increasing your resources, accumulating assets. There's just certain things that you have to do. And so when we saw smart finance, we saw something that the masses of people, that can benefit from. You know what I mean? You want to help a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? When you solve a problem. And when we look at the data, literally today, the data is that we're at all-time highs in all debt areas. Okay, student loan debt, household debt, credit card debt, corporate debt. I mean, this debt bubble is way bigger than 2008.
Yep.
Okay, and understand something. It's a house of cards. It's like dominoes. I mean, one area goes down, it affects the next area, which affects the next area, which affects the industry that you're in, which could affect the job that you're working out, which affects your ability to be able to maintain your standard of living because the rent keeps going up, right? And the paychecks stop coming in. And now the whole time you've been saving in silver and gold and you've been getting into crypto. But right now, because we're in this middle of this reset, this is not the time to sell. This is the time to accumulate. Yep. But we want to make sure that you have a solid foundation. So yeah, financial literacy is key, and finding a platform that's automating that for you and helping you with these critical components to that strategy is critical. It's final.
And here's the issue, Ricardo, is when you go to school, you're taught how to make other people money, right? You're taught how to be an employee, how to comply. What this is teaching you is how you can make money, how you can be your own boss, how you can control your money, how to manage your credit and debt, right? Increase your savings and financial stability, where to invest, decrease your financial stress and anxiety. That's what we want for you guys. And that's, what smart finance can do. So at this point, 66% of Americans consider themselves financially illiterate. That's 2/3. That's a problem. That's disgusting. That should get everyone upset that 2 out of 3 people believe they're financially illiterate. We have to change that. 78% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck should get everyone upset and be like, this is not right. 50% of Americans don't pay their bills on time. Half the people cannot pay their bills on time. This is a major, major problem. Over half don't even have a budget. And then we have 63% of Americans that can't afford a $500 emergency. Nobody can live with peace and happiness if, a $500 bill comes up and you can't cover it. And this is, we talk about this. We've been talking about this forever, Ricardo, right? The 40-40-40 plan, right? Work 40 hours a week for 40 hours of your life to retire on 40% of your income. So it starts with the lie of, oh yeah, just go to college, go into student loan debt, right? Get good grades, then get a good job, borrow money from your, to pay for your college loan, and then to go into debt with a car or a house, send a third of your money to pay taxes to the government who wasted on God knows what, right? And then, just try to live and survive. Whatever's left, you got your health care that's not that great. And then, 401k, send your money to Wall Street and that will help you. So, Mims, I know this is in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I mean, this
Yeah.
is the Fugazi we talk about all the time, brother.
Yeah, and you know, and a lot of our community, you know, we know this, and we always have new people because there's new people who are waking up to this. A lot of people are waking up out of their normalcy bias. You know, a lot of people are waking up, you know, from their complacency bias. You know, they're seeing that they have to do something different, right? And you know, in the process of doing something different, you know, like I said earlier, yes, we have to invest. Yes, we have to acquire assets. But if you don't have your foundation set, it's just a matter of time before you're going to have to end up liquidating those assets. And so we want to help remove that potential event taking place because we see the shocks that are happening in this economy. We know it's coming. We know it's going to get worse. And so we're providing value and saying, look, before the situation gets worse, there are certain things you want to do, right? And the financial literacy is key, finding a right system. And not falling for, you know, the what we've been told, you know, our whole life, like Mike said, the 40-40 plan. Work 40 hours a week, okay, for 40 years of your life to retire with 40% of what wasn't enough in the first place. And it's even worse because we know that the data is showing us that, you know, Social Security won't be around after 2035. I mean, folks, I hope people really understand something, that we're at end game right now. This is the reset. Like literally less than a decade, the whole world is operating on a totally different financial system. You know, it's a straight blockchain. You know, the dollar it no longer has the same status it has internationally. It's losing international status right now. 21 countries already agreed to ditch the dollar in global trade. So we're just trying to, you know, once again, everything we've been saying in the past has been true, right? And everything that we see is coming is playing out. And we're like, look, accumulate assets, but we hope that you are doing certain things when it comes to solidifying your financial situation. And we're excited about Smart Finance because it's going to cover all those things that you need to do. All those things that you haven't done, all those things you need to do, we found a solution with Smart Finance. And we're pumped up and excited about it. And you're going to see why here as we continue.
Yeah, this suite of financial services is the best I have ever seen, and I've looked forever. I mean, Ricardo, you know, we've tried to help people on our team for this for years, but it just comes down to we can't help everyone. You know, I can't have a personal conversation with people on their taxes and their credit and their debt. So the fact that we found a third party now that can handle this in Smart Finance is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And just so you guys know, there's 2 more services here coming in the next month that, you know, that will be included. You don't have to pay extra for them or anything. So we're talking about taking care of your credit, improving your credit to make sure you're paying less when you do need to borrow money. We're talking about Tax Pro, 24/7, you know, access to a tax consultant, how to reduce your taxes, pay less. I can't tell you how many people have asked me, well, I have a home-based business. How do I pay less taxes? And I explain it to them, and they're still like, I need somebody to hold my hand. It's like, we don't have time to do all that. I'm not a tax professional or advisor. How to save money when it comes to our healthcare system, how to get out of debt and track it and have a solution and a plan in place, and then how to save more money with what you spend every day. And then there's 2 more that we're going to add on here. We can't even go over all these. So we're going to only focus on one tonight, guys. The Credit Pro.
And obviously these are things that people have seen or heard before, but we wouldn't be bringing something to you that's an old system or an old model. Okay, this is you know, next level stuff. The way this company has put it together with Smart Finance, and we're talking about the use of AI. I get really excited when, you know, we talk about Tax Pro. We're going to talk about the credit side tonight, but out of the suite of you know, products that they have to help people, I really get excited about Tax Pro because if anybody's working a job, all right, and you got a W-4, you don't realize that just by making certain adjustments on your W-4, that you can actually be keeping more money on your check, right? They're taking out, you're probably having more money come out of your check than has to be, but you didn't adjust your W-4 every year, and you weren't aware of the type of benefits or taxes or changes that took place that you need to adjust to be able to keep some of your money. So there's examples where people are saving, you know, getting back on their check hundreds of dollars just by making a simple adjustment on their W-4 form because they didn't know about it before. And so same thing with Credit Pro. A lot of the stuff that we're sharing with you, this is not like something where you have to sit and learn it. So a lot of it is automated, but we're going to get into that specifically right now with the credit.
So just some facts here, guys. 40% of Americans have a credit score below 700. And if you guys don't know, a key metric in credit is 720. You want to get above 720. Obviously, it's better if you're higher. If you guys don't know, the credit score goes from 300 to 850. But once you get above 720, you're pretty good. You're going to get a good rate. You're going to be comfortable. About 43 million people have a 599 score or below. So if you're below 600, you need help, right? You're going to struggle. You're going to pay more for lots of things. 28 million Americans are credit invisible, meaning they have no credit history. And 1 in 5 Americans have some kind of error on their credit file, which is huge. That means 20% of Americans have an error on their credit history and they don't know it. Millions of people lack the knowledge of what it takes to build and maintain a good credit score, which can result in having bad credit. And you know why that is, Ricardo? It's because credit is not done by the government. Credit is done and maintained and tracked by private for-profit companies. There's 3 of them. Okay. So there's, lots of government regulations that have been passed, but you guys have to understand how your credit score is calculated. So we're going to cover this really quick, but again, this program will go into it into more detail. 30% is about the amount owed, which is the percentage of credit limit available. So for example, if you have 1 credit card and your credit availability for that, or your credit limit is $10,000, okay? And if you borrow $3,000 against that $10,000, right? You are now getting above 30%. And when you get above 30% of your credit limit, your credit score is going to go down. So if I only have $10,000 I can borrow and I get up to $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, I only have now $2,000 I can borrow. That's going to bring my credit score down. So the amount owed versus available credit is 30% of your credit score. The big one, of course, is your payment history. You have to pay your bills on time. If you don't, your credit score will go down. Now, sometimes that happens because people don't pay. Sometimes that happens because somebody filed a charge against you that was fraudulent. Or, you forgot to turn in something from a cell phone company or a cable company. And they say, hey, this person never turned this in. You might not even know about it. But if they say this person didn't pay something, that's going to bring your credit down, which is the highest percentage there. Now, new credit accumulation is how many times have you asked for credit in the last 12 to 18 months. So it's very important when you go to do anything, you always ask, is this a hard credit pull? Hard versus a soft. Okay. And I'm sure they get into this, but you always want to ask that before you give your social security number out and someone's going to do a credit pull. Say, is this a hard pull or a soft pull? If it's a hard pull, it will affect your credit and possibly bring it down a few points. The type of credit, is it revolving? Is it a credit card? Is it a house? Is it a car? That type of thing. And then the length of your credit. This is why you don't really want to cancel accounts. You can stop using them, don't carry the card with you, but typically you don't want to cancel a credit account because you want to have a length of credit showing like, oh yeah, I got that card 10 years ago and I use it every now and then, but I've had $5,000 of credit I could get and I just chose not to because I don't need to. So all of those things will help to build your credit. And we're going to show you guys how to put this on autopilot. Mims, anything you want to add there before I get into the impact of credit?
Yeah, I mean, so this is stuff that obviously most people should know. And, but, obviously a lot of people don't know because most people just want to leverage and use a credit, but really don't understand the system. It's just like most people, want to drive the car, but they don't understand how the combustion engine works. So they want to use the microwave, and so people use stuff all the time and don't understand how it works. But this is what I like this platform is because not only are you going to get that education, understanding, but they're literally going to make sure that they enhance your credit and remove negative items and put you in a position where you need to be to help give you that leverage and that peace of mind, because you have the ability to leverage these things that are here for you in times of need. And credit is something that people need to leverage. Some people take advantage of and leverage to build more wealth or help get out of a bind.
Yeah, and Tomas brings up a good point here. Once you have a credit card paid off, if you want to freeze it, you can, but unless a creditor or a lender is like bad and just evil, you should. I have never heard anyone recommend closing the account. Right? You want to keep that line of credit open, even if you're not going to use it. That's the key of credit. It's almost like, can you have that credit available, but not take, but not use it or lose with it? It's kind of like giving you, a little tease of, can you have this money available, but not use it? So the impact of bad credit, I've seen this harm so many people, right? They're going to get higher interest rates on anything they buy. You can have difficulty renting an apartment, security deposits. You can actually not be hired. Like, jobs will pull your credit score to see, do you pay your bills on time, and then not hire you because of it. You're going to have to retire later, get fewer credit approvals, higher security deposits on internet and cell phones. And again, the big one for me is the anxiety, frustration, fear, depression, and embarrassment. It is really a mindset thing of, I'm not good enough, or I can't make it. Increased premiums on your auto insurance, renter's insurance. Like, your insurance will run your credit. And if your credit is low, you are going to pay more for insurance. So sadly, it's kind of one of those things of like, if you're struggling financially, the system is designed to keep you struggling financially.
Yeah.
So Mims,
yeah.
Why? I mean, this.
Yeah. No, I mean, peace of mind is priceless, folks. Peace of mind is priceless. And look, we're investing. Like I said, silver, gold, and crypto, but we're waiting for these assets to appreciate for us and at the rate that we know it will. But in the moment, you got to have peace of mind. And it's really serious when you have these type of financial struggles going on, and they can be alleviated if you just had the right system. They could be alleviated if you were just using the right program, right? If you were using the right system. And then, so that's why I get excited, because I know that this is a real thing. This is a real thing that we have. There's a real thing that's in our community. There's a real people that people suffer with. And then when I find a solution that is literally going to go to bat for you, like reduce, what you're paying, enhance, your ability to leverage and acquire more credit, I get excited about that. I get excited about solutions and, and solving problems. And so literally we have taken our time to really make sure that we found a simple system. And that's why I'm getting excited about, this smart, smart finance, because I don't know everybody's particular situation out there, but I do know if they do start to, improve their credit score, eliminate debts, get their holistic sort of approach to their financial situation, they'll be able to have more money to be able to have better peace of mind, for one thing, because that's why we want to get money, so you can have peace of mind, right? Because it's not really about the money, it's about the freedom. You know what I'm saying? And so when they have that ability to be able to reduce what they owe, increase their ability to borrow, that can create peace of mind, and it creates opportunities for them to be able to invest and grow their money, and build wealth and assets and different things. But it also allows them to be prepared for the shocks that are going to happen in the economy, because it's inevitable. Market crashes, changes in the industries and everything else. And if you don't have certain things in order, it's just going to affect you greater. And so we want to have that. We want to have that basis covered, with a solid system.
And let's get into some details here, guys, about how when your credit is not right, you can be there's consequences, right? So on the top, we have a Toyota Camry, $23,000 financed over 66 months. On the left, you have John, who has a 720 credit score. Remember, I told you 720 is like a big, level you want to get above. So he gets a 1.99% interest rate. His payment's 368. He's only going to pay $1,300 on his interest. Pays 24 grand for the car over 66 months. Jane has a 580 credit score. Her interest rate is 15%. And I've known so many friends who have fallen into these predatory lenders and had to go to these JD buy writers, types of places, and they get 15+%. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? They're like, Mike, I got no other option. My credit score is below 600. This is the only way I can get a car. So Jane's payment's 514. She's going to pay $10,000 in interest. Her total payment is 33 grand. So over the lifetime of this loan, Jane's going to pay $9,000 more, even though Jane is the one that's struggling. And John's way better off. But again, it's like the whole credit system is just designed to keep people struggling.
It's a setup.
And then you look at homes, right? $250,000 home, 30-year fixed rate, which at this point is like, you got to be living in the middle of nowhere to find a house like that. John, again, 720 score. Obviously, you can see how everything has changed for people, because even John would probably get a 6% interest rate today because of what's going on in the economy. But nonetheless, Jane's going to be in worse, situation now. So John ends up paying 117 grand in the interest for his house. Jane, oh my gosh, Jane ends up paying $318,000. So look at that, Ricardo. Jane's interest, just her interest, is almost as much as John's total payments.
Right.
So in this scenario, Jane's going to pay about 200 grand more than John because of her credit score. So guys, we need homes, we need cars, we need to spend money. And if your credit score is low, it's going to keep you down. That's the point I hope we're driving home here today, Mims. And you want to add to that?
Yeah, no, I agree. It comes down to solutions. We would not be on this Zoom or this live stream right now talking about this and sharing this with you if we have not found a superb system, if we have not found something that literally is going to be able to put you in that position that we see for our community, where, like we talk about, being able to, I don't know, like obviously whatever your situation is, but this system and the companies that we're partnered with help build and secure, your financial situation in those areas. In particular, we're talking about credit right now, but obviously you can see the difference, so that's one thing that, everybody that's on the public side, what I'm saying, if you're dealing with credit, okay, you want to get your credit up. Okay. Obviously, because like Mike just showed you, when you're going for loans, depending on your rate, your credit score determines your interest rate. And that's stuff that we all probably know now. But once again, it's about finding that system that is going to be able to do that for you automatically, turnkey, and produce some real results for you that you see, essentially immediately in your lifetime. So I think that, I think that most people and all people can agree it's a good idea to have a good credit score. At that point is, what's the best way about going about getting that done?
Well, luckily, Ricardo, we have a solution. So it's two-pronged, right? On the left, we have the credit restoration software. User-friendly, makes it super easy to restore your credit. You're just going to fill out a few questions, maybe upload a few things, but it's going to look at TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax and say, is there anything here that we should dispute? And this is the AI solution, right? And so it's super affordable, it's done easily, and everything works seamlessly. And basically what's going to happen is any inaccurate or unverifiable accounts will get removed. And you don't have to do any work. If you can print a document and mail a document, it will take care of the rest. So they will create, the letters you need to send to these different agencies. All you have to do is print it and mail it. If you could do that, this is the solution you need to improve your credit. And then we have Credit Pro University, where again, guys, we're kind of teaching about credit, but they're the experts. They have an amazing platform to do this. So when you're ready to get serious about saving money on your car, your house, improving your credit score, they have the information and the knowledge that you need to make it happen for you in your life. So we're talking about AI. It imports and scans the 3 credit bureaus. They're going to do a complete analysis of your credit report, dispute in unlimited amounts, create customized professional letters that you can send out. And some places used to do this for you, but the laws are changing to where you can't have one company send a bunch of letters out to credit agencies. You actually have to do it yourself. So it's print and mail. If you can do that, then you're going to love this. You can track your results with monthly updates showing which accounts were deleted and how your credit score is improving. And again, Ricardo, I just thought about this. You got a $1 million fraud insurance and identity theft protection. I've been paying for an identity theft protection for 10 years. It cost me $12 a month just for the identity theft. So now I'm going to be able to cancel that and use this along with all the other benefits. So what can they restore? Late payments, collections, charge-offs, inquiries, public records, medical bills, child support, tax liens, evictions, repossessions, bankruptcy, and more. And again, the 1970 Congressional Act, the FCRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act, because remember, the credit agencies are private companies for profit. So the government has said you are able to dispute these. Most people just don't know this. Most people don't have this knowledge. So Mims, anything you want to add there with, just how important it is to get educated and get knowledgeable on this situation?
Yeah, I mean, people like we talked about earlier, people don't know what they don't know, and you won't know unless somebody tells you. And when you look at the services that they provide, like I said, I don't know everybody's situation out there, but if you have something in this area, you want to have this platform with Smart Finance take care of that for you, okay? Because they're using some next level stuff, obviously with technology and AI, automation, simplicity, and the results that they have. It's almost, it's a no-brainer. If you have any of those issues, right? If you have any of those items listed, to have a system that's automated that's going to help you be able to, eliminate those things to help your situation financially, it just makes sense to me. It just makes sense. So it just really came down to having and providing value, to help people's lives financially and being able to get their house in order.
And what I've heard, Ricardo, right, is you can go online and find all these supposed credit companies who are, we'll improve your credit. Almost every single person I know in the real world that has done one of those things, nothing happened. It was almost like it was a big scam. I've been on Zooms, since we joined, and I've heard literally real people talk about what has happened to their credit since joining Smart Finance. So Erin had her credit score go up 100 points in 4 months. Johnny talks about he removed old utility bills in less than 30 days. Another Zoom I was on, the guy talked about how he was with Verizon and didn't return like his box that he had for his Wi-Fi, and he had no idea. But Verizon put on his credit report, hey, this guy didn't return his little black box for his Wi-Fi, and then they charged him. And like you guys saw, like that's 35% of your credit score. So he had no idea this was happening, and he actually did return it. And then, the AI just, printed out the letter and said, hey, remove this. It was sent to you. He printed it, he mailed it out, done. Tiffany, Her credit has jumped 50 points. She's currently on her second round of letters. You know, it's about giving you the tools to repair your credit for free versus paying hundreds of dollars monthly. And I've known people who have literally paid for like $600-700 one time, be like, oh yeah, I improved my credit. And then the people basically, you know, end up doing nothing. So last thing here, Ricardo, is Credit Pro University, credit building resources, live credit coaching from certified credit experts. So if you have questions, you don't know what to do, people are calling you, they're hassling you, they take care of all of that. There's so many ways. Basically, if someone's calling you, it's so easy to get them to stop. And if they keep harassing you, you got a great lawsuit that you're probably going to win. And monthly credit training modules. So how to boost your credit, the secret third-party credit agencies you need to know, how to make sure you're never denied for a bank account. I can't tell you, bro, how many times people have told me that. They had like one bank they went overcharged with. Now they can't get other bank accounts.
Right.
When to pay your credit card bill to increase your score. I know that little trick. I'm not going to tell you guys. How to travel the world for free leveraging your credit. Establish a positive credit profile for your kids, which is very important, and I've already done. I guess I won't give you guys a secret sauce on that, but I know it. Auto lenders, guys, cars and credit is so huge. So many people struggle with that, and how to prepare your credit to buy a home. They actually like have a step-by-step of how to get ready to buy a home and be ready for that. So guys, that's it. We just went over Mims.
Yeah.
Maybe next week we'll talk about debt. We just went through 1 out of the 8 suites or, you know, opportunities,
Services,
knowledge, services. There you go. Services in Smart Finance. 1. That's it. So summarize this, and I'll bring up that slide at the end that literally tells them how they can, you know, get this and take advantage of it.
Yeah. So we want to go live tonight because obviously, you know, we had a private launch. Okay. Yesterday night. It was massively successful. People see the value in this because some people see it for themselves, the value, but also they know that their loved ones, their friends, their family, they know people who have these issues. And then once again, when you find something of real value, you find something that is incorporating, you know, AI technology that has proven results. It's just something that, you know, you want to share with other folks. And so now we literally, folks, this is just one aspect literally of Smart Finance. Okay. I mean, we just talked about credit. We didn't even get into the other services because remember we talked about a holistic approach, but we were like, we just got to break it one at a time. And then we want to have some stuff in the app for you guys. So definitely get inside the Runners app, right? Because we're going to put a lot of this information in there. And I'm sure we'll go over that in a little second. But, you know, this is we're talking about that holistic approach. And I get excited about this because I know people are going to use this. And I look forward to testimonials from the runners. Okay. Because I know we're going to have some people who use the Credit Pro, right? And get their credit straight and everything else through the Smart Finance and all other services. And, you know, we're going to have some testimonials and results within our community. So it's going to be fire.
And so, guys, I'm just going to tell you this right now. $59 per month, no contract, cancel whenever you want, no upfront fee. And again, this is not just for the credit. This is for everything. The credit,
and we didn't even,
the tax.
Yeah, we didn't really go over everything. That's the whole thing.
No, this was 1 of 8.
Yeah.
There's
and we're gonna
put more
put
things here we haven't even talked about.
Yeah, and we're gonna put more inside the Runners app. Obviously do more videos on there. But I mean, literally legal help, tax pro, credit pro, you know, health pro, debt elimination, saving money on, you know, services and products that you normally buy. You know, we didn't really give you everything tonight, folks, but I'm telling you, $60 per month, no contract, you get all these service, and I'm telling you, it's a complete service. So it's really a complete service, and it's next level. So we want to get that out there to you guys tonight, but we're definitely gonna have some more and go into detail on these different services and different things in the app as well. But we just get so excited. We said, well, we got to put something else out tonight and bring some value for you guys. And we want to touch on the Credit Pro.
Yeah, and there's so much value here. We can really only cover one of them a night or live. Like, again, you see 5 there, but there's actually 8 because this is so new. They haven't even added it to the slides yet in the presentation. So again, and that's all included, $59 a month, no contract. So if you guys want to know more and get the links, get the Runners app. Okay. It's down below in YouTube or Facebook, runwithrick.com, richdaddy.org for me. Get in the Runners app, watch the videos. The links are in there. Man, we got content for the next year. Like, we could talk about this stuff all night.
Or get back to the, definitely get back to the person that invited you out as well. Because I'm telling you, folks who were on, if you weren't on let me say this, if you weren't on the private Zoom last night, okay, and you want to see everything, DM us and we'll get you the recording as well. Of course, we put some stuff out already, but I just want to put this out to the community because I know some people are like hungry. They're like, man, I see the value here, which I got going on. Get me in early. Like, I don't want to wait until a couple months down the line or a few weeks down the line and realize that this is something that I want to do or that I should have been a part of, and I should have got started with you guys in the beginning. Because a lot of people know when the Runners, bring something to a platform, when we do something, it's something that not only that we've took our time to do some critical thinking, analytical thinking, do our due diligence, talk to owners, talk to high net worth owners, really try to dig in and see where the real value is. And is this something that, we would benefit from and our community can benefit from? And so we took them steps. It's been quite a process over the last few weeks to really find something that fit. Okay. That wasn't hype. That wasn't, some gimmick or, just something that's of real value that can change people's lives right now. And from a bad situation to a better situation, dealing with, things that they're already dealing with in their real world. You know what I mean? In addition to other things that we find that come along, we want to get like the foundation for those who are still in the public side. We want to get your foundation straight because we kind of led with, investing, but, people had other issues. And then it's like, oh, hey, I bought this or I accumulated some crypto or I got some silver, but actually I need to sell that now because I'm having a hard time with I got to pay some debts or, and so it's like, well, we should have got that straight first, or got that straight in addition to, acquiring assets or investing in that process. Because once again, if you do it backwards, it's just a matter of time before you're gonna have to liquidate those assets. And that's what we don't want people to do. I don't want people calling me saying, hey, I need to sell my XRP. I need to sell some crypto. I need to sell some silver. And it's like, no, that's your long-term wealth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to do that. Now, what we really want to do is we want to attack the root of the problem. Well, what's really the root? What is your ability to access credit? Well, my credit score is hit. Okay, we need to fix that. What is your debt to income ratio? Because when we talk about DTI, when it comes to HELOCs and things at a certain time, it's like, it's fixing those things first. So you can take advantage of other things and not have to rely on, liquidating assets and other things of that nature. So folks, trust me, I'm excited for what we got. Hopefully you got, a piece of it and can see the value. Definitely want to get you the full recorded Zoom, but we're going to put this stuff in the app. And I know that this is something of value that can benefit from. And I definitely want your feedback.
Yeah, absolute fire, bro. I'm excited about this. And again, we're just, next week we'll talk about maybe debt or taxes and then health and then save and then legal. There's so much value here for $59 a month. It blows my mind.
Yeah. And that's in the app now, right? We got the recording in the app?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So everything's broken down in the app. You can watch the full Zoom, and I got it broken down into 3: intro, smart finance, and then the crypto and trading. So April, just look down below on YouTube. Join the app using one of the links, and it's all in there. Or you can hit one of us up.
Yeah, definitely. So get inside the Runners app, folks. Yep, get inside the Runners app, folks, because that's where we're gonna put the videos. dealing with this, and then you can see the value. And of course, if you got any questions at all, just to hit us up and we'll take care of you.
All right, man. I love it. This is my wheelhouse. We're going to teach people financial literacy in one of the worst economic times, but the greatest opportunity to become wealthy is right now, guys. The next 10 months is the difference. So we'll see you guys tomorrow night, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard. We're going to be talking about something else. We're just going to keep running and helping more people.
Lace up.
Let's get wealthy.